Hey folks, it's Community Kev, and we're going to shallow dive at the Channel Islands in the Channel Islands kelp forest and see what kind of animals live in our backyard in the kelp forest. Look at that school of opali perch. You can tell the opali perch by their distinctive white dot right on their back. They love living in the kelp. I believe this is bull kelp that they're swimming through. It's cool, huh? Along the seafloor here, you can see rocks, boulders, sand. Yes, this was a big school of opali, probably 30 or 40 fish, anywhere between 1 and 2 pounds in this particular school of opali perch. You can see there is a sandy bottom, again with rocks and boulders. Look, there's a calico bass on the left, also known as the California kelp bass. Predator species, swimming amongst the opali perch. Calico bass is one of the most sought after game fish in the Channel Islands that live in the kelp. Big schools of opali perch. These are very delicious. You only catch them on squid or mussel when we're fishing. Very good table fare. More of a sandy bottom here, and there's some Pacific smelt in the jack smelt family, mixed in with a few types of perch. And those are top smelt. These are more what the calico bass might eat, even though they are opportunistic predator. What is this? It's a cabezon body. Where we're snorkeling at is a marine protected area, so it is odd to find.
Cabezon. Cabezon. He didn't make it through the sanctuary on his He didn't make it through the sanctuary on his to the no-take area. Too well. Here, when I start holding it? Yeah. Filet. Cabezon. Filet. Cabezon. A Latin word, big head. Look at the size of the head. Who's going to make the soup?
Cabezon does mean big head.
Who's going to make the soup? Man, this is the most people we've ever had out here in the water. You guys having fun over there?
Our Oceans of Opportunity. Record attendance for graduates enjoying the sanctuary.
All right, in the Sculpin family?
Back underwater here, we find a school of shiner perch. That is a humongous school. Again, swimming amongst the kelp, blending in a little bit. Let's see who else is down there swimming amongst these shiner perch. Some bulb kelp. There's some other species down here besides the calico bass and the shiner perch. All right, we're going to just swim through the kelp and look at all the different types of vegetation. You can tell it's a very healthy ecosystem. Oh, there's a big calico bass hiding behind a boulder. Blend right into the kelp. That's why it's called the kelp bass. Speed it up here just a little bit to go under the pier. Going through all the kelp. It's a low tide, so the kelp is sitting pretty thick. Lots of species hide out in the kelp. Predators, prey, big fish, small fish. There's purples and browns. There's a light current on this day. You could hear the sea urchins in the ocean in the background if you listen. It's kind of mysterious, though. It gives you the little eerie feeling when you are pulling yourself through this thick kelp forest. And it's beautiful, as you can see. You might you might spot lobsters, starfish, sea cucumbers, sea snails living in here.
It's low tide, I think, so the kelps are real thick. It's low tide, I think, so the kelps are real thick.
Uh-oh. What do we have under this different ecosystem here? We're going under the pier. A mixture of kelp stringers and pylons. Got some black perch, aka butterlip perch. You find those along a lot of pylons, primarily feeding on the algae or mussels. It's like a gigantic aquarium. The water is so clear. Senorita fish, rhino perch. Visibility is incredible. Let's see. Let's take another deeper dive. And there's a starfish, black perch, butterlip on the left. Some old clam shells. Look at all those fish species down there. Again, you can tell this is a very healthy ecosystem.
That's gonna be the biggest perch I've ever seen.
Biggest perch I've ever seen. Lots of perch that you find down by the pylons when you're snorkeling or fishing. You can see this clam here, been opened up. Now watch what happens when we drop that clam down. Even though it's an empty shell, take a look. Calico bass, but watch this. Look who's coming. Whoa, it's a California sheephead. We'll see him again in a minute. Look at all the life form that grows on these pylons. Sea urchins, sea anemones, barnacles, vegetation. Look at that. It's like a living aquarium. Here at Santa Cruz Island. Kelp stringers, sandy bottom, empty shells. Oh, there's that sheephead. Let's see if we can get closer. Mr. Calico bass, senorita fish. Look at the sheephead. Now that is a Channel Island staple, especially in the kelp forest. They start out as all female and turn into male over time. These are senorita fish that you can see here, swimming amongst the calico bass. There's another sheephead, some perch, and look at this, a lobster. Carapace, that's just the body of the lobster. That's the part you gotta measure to see if it's big enough to keep during the season. Bentley tried to grab a fish, but they're faster than he is. Again, a mixture of soft bottom, rocks. And look at the size of these big shiner perch. Mixed in with the opali, calico bass. Must have seen 8 or 9 different fish species so far. Back down, calico bass. Limit on those is 5. Got to be about 14 inches to keep for regulation. See how they hang right along the pillars under the pier. Again, the visibility is just incredible. Check that out. Senorita fish, big sheephead, opali, calico bass. Hello. Let's try to sneak up on them. That's a blacksmith perch there, also known as a rhino perch. Different species you can see from up top before you decide to hold your breath and swim amongst them. There's some more of the little shiner perch. All these fish live in this little community of rocks and kelp and pylons and seaweed, different things on the menu for them to eat. Some are predators, some are prey. That's a nice calico bass there, just hanging out in the kelp stringers. Look at the beautiful green eyes they have. Here you get to see more vegetation and different types of kelp. Look how beautiful it looks with all those colors. purples, lavenders, browns, yellows, golds. And you can even hear the sound of it. A huge school of shiner perch. What do you think? 1 million? 2 million? I'm surrounded. Incredible. The visibility shallow is not quite as good as the open water that was under the pier, but it's still pretty good visibility to see all these critters. Cakes cam takes you inside some of the kelp